All right, what's up, people? How's everybody doing? So, you have a link in the description box. Um, like I said, I just want to see if I can talk to certain individuals on this network so I can get an understanding of what's going on and what they got going on. But like I said, man, when it comes to this fitness game, um, martial arts, 52 blocks, there's nobody coming close, man. What? It's all on camera, dude. You know? See, this is a thing, man. On the internet, it's just frustrating, man. It seems like that's all people want to cause and create because they want to try to front and pretend, Out here in reality, you can't pretend about this stuff. I mean, you just can't, I mean, you know, the man is doing pull ups with, steel armor on, the armor of God, right? And I mean, doing tons of pull ups, different variations. Like I said, I don't know how heavy that armor is. I don't think it's 30 pounds, but it could be. I don't know. But it's relatively heavy, and especially when you're wearing it like that, it's kind of heavier than if you're just carrying something. So keep that in mind and then understand, like, I mean, I've walked I've walked 30 plus miles wearing that thing consistently. Okay. Um, like, you people don't seem to get it. I've been Batman for over 2 years. Okay. I have accomplished everything and more. I've done a whole lot. So, I mean, it definitely is all there. I mean, you see an inkling of it, but it definitely is the evidence and shows that, I mean, physically, capability wise, nobody's coming close. I mean, these are not things that any guy, any normal dude, any normal human being can do. This is superhuman stuff. You know what I mean? Humans don't walk 30 plus miles, okay? Especially consistently. They just don't do it. Okay. So it's like, a lot of these people, they want to act like they forget what they see. They see it and they want to forget it right away because, well, they're in their feelings because they can't do what I do. I just think it's funny that now I have a bunch of the internet on a wave caring about fitness again when none of y'all cared before. You know what I mean? Like, even the people who they're jealous and envious, they're sitting there talking about it and telling people, you don't go to the park and work out and you don't play ball. I mean, it's a form of admiration. You know what I mean? And it's like, dude, I'm just being myself. This is just what I've always done. It's what I like to do. I mean, I mean, I was trained to exercise. Like, my dad always had me going out and, you know, doing batting practice and fielding for baseball. Um, I would use a wood bat, and I mean, get what blisters until they turned into calluses on my hands because I wouldn't even wear gloves because I thought that was soft too. So people don't get, like, even when I was a kid, I was already tough as hell, like the toughest. Um, like I said, went through a bunch of adversity, but I have a real story, man. That's something people can never take away from me, and that's the point. It's not about if people are trying to make fun of you. That's mad corny. Life is about going through all those things and the end product, the finished product, which is never really finished because you keep evolving once you learn, right? And you grow and you mature and you evolve, what a lot of these people can't do. That's why they're so upset all the time, right? because their growth is stunted. But it's about getting through those things and then still being able to smile. You know what I mean? That's what life is about. By the way, if y'all get on the panel, just give me a minute because I'm lagging today. I'm very tired. Um, I don't know. I just had a lot on my mind. You know, I like, there's a lot that I'm trying to do and work on with this. So, yeah. But like I said, this stuff is time consuming, man. It's a full time job, man. People don't give it the credit it deserves. But I'm waiting on them to go ahead and release this check. They're taking forever as usual, but I guess it's just going to be, they're probably going to release it tomorrow on the 21st, but I don't know. Like, I don't know if I'm going to have to wait a whole nother day, which just sucks. So right now I really need donations, like genuinely. So hopefully somebody will step up. Um, but so far nobody's donated nothing. Um, like I said, I'm good at talking, man. You know, I mean, I usually figure it out and get by. You know, sometimes people step up and they donate. I mean, I'm good at what I do here. You know, that's why I do it. But there's a couple of reasons why I do it. You know what I mean? Hold on, let me let Christina know I'm live. All right. Yeah, definitely no Batman today. I'm exhausted. And I've just been doing too much. Um, what else? Batman is a tired bat today. Um, you know, it takes a toll on you, man. It wears on you too. I mean, it's just lack of sleep right now too, because I was really preoccupied with this stuff going on. I really want to talk to this guy on here, and I want to have a conversation because that's the only way I'm gonna figure out what's going on. So, like I said, if I have to go to your chat room, do it, and go on the panel on your show. I mean, to start, if that's what I have to do, it's what I have to do. But like I said, I need you to make sure that panel is clear for me. I'm not trying to talk to any of these people. There's no purpose. Like, that's the thing. I'm a grown man. If I need to have a conversation with someone, you know, they need to be a man about it and have the conversation. And that's it, uninterrupted. Like, I don't have people interrupting me ever. I don't let people talk while I'm talking. I don't play like that. You feel me? So, um, like I said, the dude expressed an interest in wanting to do it, um, wanting to do the training. When he talks about it, I didn't realize it sounds like it might actually be legit. Like, he sounds super serious about it. I mean, he clearly has expressed an interest in growing and evolving, which I like. Um, it just makes me feel like I'm getting old, you know, but I'm not because I'm young at heart and I age backwards, like literally, you know, but just my age wise, it's funny because it makes me feel like I'm getting up there because it's like I'm the grown man now. And, you know, I guess I mean, I think that guy got to be a little younger than me, you know what I mean, on here, Groovy Jimmy. So, I don't know. I mean, it's cool to watch different people and a different generation have, you know, passion for the stuff that I've always had passion for. I think that's a cool thing. But like I said, I mean, we need to talk and have a conversation because I mean, if you down, we can do it like right away. Like, I'm totally down as far as the training, you know what I mean? I need to ask you, do you have gloves and all that? Um, Stuff like that. We got to figure all that out. And then furthermore, you don't have to do this, but how do I put it? Well, what I would ask of you is you brought up sparring, right? Which here's my response and answer to that to anyone. I don't do sparring. I think sparring is completely pointless because the whole concept is your adrenaline has to be pumping, right? So if you notice with me when I train, I don't train like I'm sparring. I've never really done sparring. Always thought it was corny. Always thought it was purposeless. I'm a real teacher, man. So the thing is, my training methods, the entire world can't even come close to. Like, I'm really the real deal. I'm just not completely known yet. So when the truth gets out about this, yeah, I'm going to get even more famous. And I'm already, getting pretty famous without trying. But it's going to become a big deal because I've revolutionized the fitness game. I am the top coach in the world. I mean, y'all have to understand this. I mean, I don't put all my passion and fury and charisma into doing these workouts and training nonstop for over 2 years and being Batman on top of that. So utilizing everything I'm teaching myself and all the strength I'm building, whether it be mental, physical, emotional, spiritual, everything. I don't do all that for nothing. I did it because this is the playing field. See, while these people were sleeping on me, running their mouth as usual, just like in the past, I was making moves as usual. I was building. You understand? Now I've built an empire, and y'all are too blind to see it. It's right in front of you. See, the fitness game is completely revolutionized, monopolized by me, and changed forever. I've changed it all. I've changed the world already. It's just waiting on people to catch wind of it and get word. And this business and everything I'm doing travels by word of mouth. So it's awesome. But like I said, you just got to understand what it is. Feel me? Who drives like that, like with their phone up? Like, what is that? But I don't know. I don't really care. But yeah, like I said, I'm a real dude. I don't have nothing to do with people on YouTube. I don't do sideways stuff. I'm a man of my word. I tell you what it is, that's what it's going to be. I keep my word. I believe in men keeping their word. This is a whole enterprise that we're building. This is a whole empire. And people better get used to it. Usually they had teams of people. My sunglasses don't want to come out. Come on, man. What they tried to build took teams of people and they tried to do what I do, and it didn't even really work because they didn't know how to promote it, and they got exposed as fake anyway, all of them. That's what happened. Feel me? But this, what I'm building, can't be exposed because I'm the truth and everything I'm doing is the truth. I did this all by myself, man. You got to give a dude credit. So, we don't work this hard to keep struggling. We don't work this hard to not see results. Results take time, especially when you're building a business. Results just take time. That's just what it is. That's how it works. But we're going to keep on pushing forward with it. And like I said, I'm trying to get as many people involved as I can. Hopefully, the right people. That's all I want over here. But this is a whole movement, man. And it'll help you. I don't care who you are. It'll help you, and it'll transform your entire life in a positive direction, in a positive light, in a positive way. What I do, that's the thing. We don't just work on fitness. I teach a whole philosophy and lifestyle. And that was the thing. The dude expressed an interest, like he was talking about, that he wants to get in shape and stay in shape, right? So like that's the kind of clients that I need. You know what I mean? I need clients that want to do the real things. And got that simple. But yeah, sparring, I don't do no sparring, man. I'm a beast. I'm a monster. Sparring is for fools that don't know anything about martial arts. I don't do no sparring. I'm like Bruce Lee. I train with my adrenaline completely going because what you find out, the name of the game is controlling your adrenaline, which is the hardest thing to do. It takes years and years of practice. It takes getting into real things because there's nothing like the real thing. That's the thing. People want to talk about MMA, UFC, all that stuff is fake. All of it. That's fake. It's still not really real. You know, real getting into real things sometimes is the only teacher. It's the only way you learn. I've been doing it my entire life. So when I say I invented this game, I invented all this. We know what we call it. I just don't use that terminology on here because they're hypersensitive and they have rules. But it ain't called martial arts, but I invented all that. That's how I came up since I was yay high. And it didn't matter who it was. You know what I mean? It didn't matter where I was at, what time it was, whether I was tired like now. I'm the real thing, man. I'm a living legend. So, you know, you just got to understand. Yeah, you have people who you know are in the matrix, like them fake pampered boxers. They're not real boxers. They're not tough. They're not strong. They're not quick. Everything y'all talk about, if we step in a ring, it's an easy victory. It's an automatic victory with me. If I get in a ring with anybody, I'm going to win. I don't care who you are. It's hands down at this point. Yes, that's not confidence. That's knowing. You understand? Because y'all boys is not trained like this. The training is everything. If your training is superior, I mean, nobody can touch you. They can't come close to you. You get your square right, they call it, right? With 52 blocks, right? That's why all the motions were like this, like Anubis in Egypt. That's what they used to say. There was like, he does it like Anubis, right? All these are movements, right? So you have 52 hand blocks. I can't use both hands because I'm, you know, holding the phone right now, obviously. But 52 blocks is a mathematical, I believe, unstoppable if you do it right style. I think it's the nastiest, sickest style that was ever made. That's why I was taught it. See, God gave me the real knowledge. I don't waste my time with Wing Chun. Wing Chun is nothing more than doing this. That's all Wing Chun is. This is one movement that you can just work into 52 blocks and should be a part of it anyway, because naturally you figure it out. I don't have one style. I use every style. I'll study Wing Chun. I'll study Brazilian Jiu Jitsu. I'll study all that. Y'all talk about ground game, which that's good. I don't know any of that, and I don't act like I do. But the thing is, with me, my strength level is such on another level, literally, that I don't need to know ground game because there ain't nobody who's got the strength to do that with me. Trust me, I'm too strong. So to think that, you know, these little tricks are going to work because you're moving your legs, right? Right? It's not going to do anything, bro. You know, when you got dudes that are, when you got somebody this strong, you know, they get it twisted because I look thin. You don't get it, bro. I have superhuman strength, man. Like, that's the reason why when I started my own boxing thing and I just did like backyard boxing, pull up, give you the gloves, give you the mouthpieces, which is what I was going to get at in a minute. I was going to say if you were able to try to send me some money to get some of the stuff, but he doesn't have to do that just if he wants or if anybody wants, because if I am gonna pretend that I'm sparring, I need a mouthpiece. That's all that I ask. I need a mouthpiece, and we would need the gloves. And I'm just not sure I really want to get into that right now because there's a lot going on, and I don't want any whining or complaining. That's why. Um, but I don't see why not. I don't see why it'd be an issue. And if anything, we could just go do it at a different park. You know, we could do it like that and just go to a different park. I know exactly a park that would be good for it too, where we could train right and we'd have a little corner to work in and nobody would bother us. That's the park to do it at, not the one I go to. But the one I go to, I'd like to keep, I don't really want to do that. I mean, if we train out there, which we will, I think it's just going to be the pull ups and calisthenics and dips. The other stuff, there's other parks for that. If you drive, you could just pick me up and we can go over there. So we could do like two separate type of workouts, you know what I mean? But um, like I said, I don't spar. I mean, if I'm going to do boxing, we're going to box. I'm going to do boxing. I mean, it's just got to be the real thing with me. It's the same thing I did in Dallas. I was in the shelter in the bridge in Dallas. You can look it up. It's a real rough place. It's like worse than prison. And it's all people filtering out of prison. And I lived in there a couple of times, maybe like twice, but for like good periods of time because I was busy working on stuff, trying to pay taxes and stuff. And I was trying to find work and just do what I needed to do, right, as a man. And we would go work. I work all the time. They didn't pay well. Sometimes I worked for $25 a day. You know what I mean? Had me starting up cars with the, what do you call them? You know what I'm talking about, the little starters and all that. I got real good at that. We do all sorts of stuff. I do it all right in front of them, make friends, talk to people. I was right in Dallas. I used to walk to the stew pot by myself and have dudes trying to look tough like they about something, and I just look at them and keep walking right in front of them, and they figured it out. He ain't scared, so they'd leave me alone. Because I'm not joking. I walked to that stew pot. That they were right out there, active, doing what they were doing to whoever came by, and it was funny as hell because homeboy looked at me, right, and he did whatever, right, which you got to figure out what he did, right. Yeah, you can wait. Yeah. So he does what he does, and then he sees I just look at him like, "What up?" And he sees I ain't scared. So like his whole demeanor and energy change. That's probably another one that's jealous right there. Told you they're ridiculous. Like honestly, what is the rush? All these people are going nowhere. All of them. Bunch of wage slaves. Ridiculous. So yeah, you have to understand, bro. Like I'm a machine, bro. I don't even have any emotion about it. I'm cold and tactical. Okay, this is why I did bar security for about 6 years. I love this stuff. Okay, I live for this, but I live for the real action. You know, training is one thing. I like getting in the mix. Like I'm a different type of dude. I was bred to do this. So that's why I'm Batman. That's why I do what I do. Feel me? You understand? I have a job to do regardless. But like I said, that's where he comes in because he could help me. I mean, he could help me expand. If there was a way to go up there and I was able to survive and take care of what I needed to take care of, hell, I'd go up there with them, at least for a time being, and then, try to get myself back. That's what TJ kept saying, like, because he's delusional. You're going to go back? Why would I not go back? You ain't making no sense, bro. See what I'm saying? You're trying to play word games. I don't play like, what are you talking about? Listen, homie, I got it all. You got nothing. Stay mad. Like, dude, you in denial of reality. That dude is funny as hell, man, that he thought that meant anything to me. I don't know what the point. I'm a grown man, bro. You don't sit there and play games with a grown man like that, especially when I tell you not to be playing on my phone, and then you go do it again. So he gonna end up in jail, 100%. He gonna end up in jail, bro. You can't do that. There's too much going on, especially right now. Right when that lawsuit gets filed, he has to come to court too now, whether he likes it or not. Like, doesn't matter that you're homeless, bro. Nope. But see, that's the thing. Like I said, they just secret enemies and they jealous. What that got to do with me? Yeah, you tried, you put up the best effort you could trying to stop me, and you can't. I mean, you were wasting your time. Could have been told you that, brother. You know what I mean? People ain't got nothing for me. So, how you doing? He was asking me about the bus, if the bus stops. So I was trying to help him. Oh, there's my baby. Awesome. Yays. That's good. Christina said she's doing better. I am so happy about that. Really miss you. I really want to, talk more. Um, but yeah, I was helping the guy because he's asking about this bus, which I really don't know much about, and I'm trying to figure out too. So I need to use that when I can, but we'll figure it out in time. Let me know if you're listening, honey, please, if you're able to. But that's awesome. I'm really glad you're doing better. That's all I care about is you. And it's hard when I don't hear from you, and I worry. Um, so let me know when you're listening, honey, because I want to get you up to date on everything going on. There's kind of a lot that's been going on. I'm tired. I didn't sleep that much. I was up trying to work on this. And like I told you, I'm just going through things physically. It's like allergies, but it's from things I went through physically, so it's way worse. And it's like not going away, so it's not good. It happens periodically. All right, there's my baby. Okay, cool. So TJ, you're smart as hell, honey, because TJ, you were 100% right. I didn't even know, and you got better intuition than Batman. He was working with these people. I suspected it a little bit, but I didn't really think like, because you don't think that stalkers are going to stalk, but you don't think they're going to stalk to that extent. These people are crazy. And it'd be the same weird chicks. It's females and they're weird. And yeah, they contacted TJ. So he just federally indicted half of 6th Street, pretty much all of 6th Street. Because, like I said, they've been in collusion against me too forever. Same thing. Trying to hold me back, trying to sabotage, trying to set me up. You all the ones pushing the issue. You should have never had people follow me around the internet. Like I said, they had a dude follow me to a bar on that other strip. He got sunned right? He got told what it is and he ran and got on the phone. And that was the same dude that was saying he was cartel and all that. That's what he said. He said his family was cartel and he was talking, mess about a bunch of nonsense because he was getting into it with other people. And then when it came to me, though, all that rah rah stuff went out the window because IG checked him right in front of the bartender too. I told him, bro, listen, I own a mansion and I could care less what you're talking about. I said, what you want to do? You feel me? What's up? You feel me? And got right in homeboy's face, right there in front of all the bartenders, and they didn't do nothing either. They just said, here's your Sprite. Like at the G check, boy, right there in front of them. I'm me. I don't change. He ain't gonna come and approach me and try to twist stuff and lie on my name. And so, like I said, TJ was a secret enemy. He told me back in the day, he said, oh, well, they're trying to blackball you. How would you know that? And that's what they were trying to do. They was running an online smear campaign. Like I said, that's a lawsuit. So you could do that with people that it's legit with. You tried to include me in that nonsense. So no. It don't work like that. So what it shows is that Austin ain't nothing but a bunch of jealous, envious, poor people, like I've been saying, right? And you ain't never played with my money. I got all my money out of Austin. So you lose. That's it. Then we file these federal lawsuits and take it to court, right? And you all probably got to come up off of more money in them lawsuits. So yeah, he was working with them, honey. He goes to my Cash App, which is illegal use of a telecommunication device. Yesterday he did this. So he tries to time it because they're telling him what to do. So that means he tried to lure me to Austin. Think about that, honey. He tried to lure me to Austin to go to a hotel room with him, and he's a man, right? But just like as a spot to stay at, right? All this is going to come out in court. Tried to lure me to Austin. That's like he lured me with candy. Like, here you go. Here's some bubblegum yumps. Like, I love candy, right? So he tried to lure me to Austin. This is crazy, man. And yeah, they were whatever, quote unquote, trying to set me up. But what is he going to do? He ain't nobody, bro. He's soft. I don't know what he thinks. If he thinks that he's someone, you ain't watching the video. He can deny reality, bro. Bro, I'm a million times stronger than you, homeboy. Like, don't get it twisted. Okay, you're nobody. You're nothing. What? You are not strong, bro. You may be kind of a big dude, but that don't mean nothing. He's soft. You feel me? So, and he knows it because, like I said, he's seen me in action right in front of him, doing bar security, getting it in with anybody. He was there when that one dude turned military. I said, and I don't care, right? He really pissed me off with that. That was the worst thing he could have said. I hate when people say that. I don't care what you are. You know what I mean? Like, what? So he basically, I already explained it, but hold on. He was there. He knows what's up, man. You know what I mean? But, like people would be flying around literally and all sorts of stuff. There was a big tree over there, right? He said that line. Here you go. Like literally he became like I don't know, some kind of flying thing, like a flying squirrel. I think he flew like 10 feet. Seriously. Like a grown man that said he was in the military. He tried to turn around. If I'm escorting you out of a bar, you don't ever turn around, much less try to give me lip. I'm not the one. So yeah. So it is what it is. Like I said, I'm really good at my job. Then he ran to the police. Police come in, and I walk up to them and talk aggressively and say, yeah, I've been doing this for like 6-7 years. I'm not about to play with them. They're like, no problem. You know what I mean? You good. And we're super nice and polite. And that was it. Right in front of TJ. TJ soft. He said, oh, the cops are coming. I said, I don't care. Like, see, he don't get it because he don't know how to do bar security. All of them are some fools. That's what bar security is. Yeah, you're going to have to talk to police sometimes. They're going to take your side. If you're good at your job like me, they're going to take your side 10 times out of 10. because they know what you're dealing with. That's your job, bro. Nah, you don't do that. If I know how to do my job right. I don't pick on people. You don't turn around and square up to me. That ain't how this works. I'm being nice. I'm being polite to you. When he said like a, you know what, epithet to one of the bartenders who now hates me because they brainwashed her, which I don't care about. But I literally helped her out because she's the one who came to me and said, he called me this. So I went up and said, you've got to go. Goodbye. Right. And I know how to do real security. The rest of them are a joke. And everybody knows it. Homie, like I said, I was the head of security at Soho Lounge, 2-story bar. Did it all by myself. That was the crunkest club on 6. Gangsters was coming in, wannabe gangsters, throwing they set up. I'm so gangster. I'm dressed as a club goer. I'm sitting there watching him, listening to him. I roll up on him. Music's high as hell. Hold up. So the music's loud as hell, right, honey? And he's got his golden grill and everything, right? I walked right up to him, right? And I don't know, he said something, did something. He was just out of pocket, out of character. Man, I G-checked the hell out of that dude. I mean, he had to be like one of the toughest dudes that came in there. You could just tell. You know what I mean? Like he probably was. I know he was probably like part of a gang. He was pretty gangsta individual. Tyree Sneed rolled up, said, "What you want to do?" You said, "You want to do it right here?" He just looked like, "What the hell? This white boy's crazy." I said, "I'm the security. Like we could do it right here." Homeboy backed down and went back to drinking his drink. Easy, easy money. What? I don't know what y'all talking about with this fake tough stuff, bro. This is what I do. What? Like I said, I used to go into Club Q in Atlanta by myself, the only white boy in there, and son every dude in there. And you know exactly how they was rolling. And I'm by myself. I'm by myself. Ain't nothing but my hands always. Feel me? Them, you in Atlanta, bro, in a club where they let them get in with whatever they got on them. Think about that. And I was in their face screaming, what? Literally, like, what? Like, do something by myself. What? On whole cruise. And Tyree Sneed was crazy, bro. Like, I was so out of pocket and out of place. I look back, I'm like, how the hell did something not happen to me? Like, I was nuts. Didn't have any fear. I was too young, you know? So, don't get it twisted. Tyree Sneed was plumb crazy. Okay, y'all think you about this street stuff. Y'all ain't seen nothing. What? Oh, thank you, honey. Honey gave me a compliment. Thank you, baby. So, so you said you're a blank beast. Oh, thank you. I love that. That makes me feel good. I'm tired, man. I haven't slept much. But I told you them allergies is really bothering. Mine are not normal. They're way worse because it messes with everything in my neck, spine, skull. It's horrible. But that's what I'm saying. The things we go through, right? I mean, I'm just built tougher than y'all. And I have to keep dealing with it because it ain't going away. It has to do with when I was trying to use that mask. I should have never done it, but you know, it is what it is. I do my best. I don't know. But the whole point is, bro, there was all sorts of crazy stuff. Even when I was bar backing to the head guy that owned the bar one time, there was all these guys. They were like Filipino Asian, like Red Pill. And it was like I entered a kung fu movie or something. Like, I'm not joking. I come out, it was fun. I had some fun experiences, bro. I come out on bar back and I got the whole thing of like dishes in my hand or like the bus tub, and it's heavy. Like I got everything in there. I walk out and I'm walking into like this wannabe Asian gangster movie film. There's like 5 of them and they're trying to mob right in the bar and like on the people that work there. So like I have to drop the thing and the owner was just like, get him. And I'm bar backing. I wasn't even security. Like he must have known, like in the back of his mind, this dude has experience or something. Like he's not your typical bar back, because he was just like, get him. And I just did, like, real quick. It was ugly too.
You feel me? And like I can't go into detail because there's rules, but it was funny as hell. I don't hear. Tired of that music game. I want that on my show. You didn't hear it, right, honey? Hi there, Bob. I'm here with your daily news report. Pretty much how y'all sound every time you talk. So yeah, TJ was trying to lure me. I think he was trying to groom me. He tried to lure me to Austin. Okay. And it's a whole thing. Yeah, he was working with them people. You know how I know? Because he was using their rhetoric, honey. So he goes to my Cash App and leaves a message trying to say that weird stuff that they say that makes no sense, calling me on my name. And I don't care about that stuff. Why is that so important to you? I don't get it. Like, it's weird. So they go out their way to do electronic means, right? So he just told on himself, I mean, you just indicted half of 6th Street. He just involved everyone. Like, that's the point. Like, that was why I kept him around. I told you I knew what I was doing. And Christina said it. She said, I don't want you getting set up by no what liquors or whatever. Like, I didn't even realize they were working together. So Christina's smarter than me, like I said. So Catwoman saves Batman. So yeah, I mean, it's not like they could do anything. So I don't know what that was about. TJ ain't about nothing. But just the fact of being around somebody who's envious and jealous and plotting on you, yeah, like that's not a good environment. And that's what I told him. That's why I kept checking him like, no, bro, the things you say don't exist. The things you say are hogwash and fake, right? And that's what I kept telling him the whole time. Like, no, like that's why he was sitting there. He was being obvious as hell. You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. Like, dude, you a lame, bro. Like I said, all you did was some acting, bro. Bro, you were not, you were nobody. What are you talking about? That dude is losing his mind. See, that's what I'm saying. When you got people like that and people I've been a friend to for years and super good to that dude and gave him every opportunity, and I offer you an opportunity, oh, hell no. And he put my phone number out, I think, honey, because he's the one who put his number on Cash App for me to contact him. So who else put my number out? So maybe they're not getting it from databases all the time. These people keep ratting. What is that? Right? No, I don't deserve that, man, to constantly have to keep changing my number and I can't just have a moment of peace. To see, they've been doing this for years, bro. That's following me around, gang stalking, dude. That's federal time, bro. That's Fed time in the pen. You feel me? So yeah, like I said, and all these people, these officials, whether they corrupt or not, they have my channel. They know what it is. They all say hi to me. They all love me. Like, people see what's going on and they see that I don't run to other people for my problems. Yeah, I'm a grown man, bro. That's what you're supposed to do. Be a man. You understand? Like, I don't like that fake talking stuff. I really don't. These people ain't about nothing. It's that simple. But if y'all think this Batman stuff ain't made me tougher and built a monster, I give up, man, because it really has. Believe me when I tell you that. Thank you so much, honey. You made me feel so good. I love you. You're all I care about, what you think. Everybody else can whatever, right? Can you give me a second, honey? I'm not going to be long. Let's see here. Just give me a moment. I'm going to message you right now. We'll do another show right after this. Okay, baby? I love you. But yeah, TJ got exposed. And that's about it. I ain't mad. I can care less what he do. He's a fool. All right, be right back.